Hey YouTubers, Saturday night, back in the shop. Last night I did a lot of epoxy priming and finish priming and finish painting, all the same product, believe it or not. So tonight's project, I got out here late, just going to be out here for a couple hours. Actually I'm done, so I'm going to be heading in. Had to do some major shop cleanup just to get stuff out of the way. Put a bunch of that LS stuff away, and got rid of some stuff on stands. The doors I'll leave; they don't seem to be in the way. Move some stuff around so I could get this thingamajig in here. Tomorrow, Randy's coming down in the morning, and we're gonna get this body off of the rotisserie. Everything is as far as I can go, where I'm comfortable with. I don't want to finish sand any of this primer because I have to prime the back at least once, probably 3 times, and I just have to deal with the overspray. I'm not going to worry about that. So as luck would have it, Randy, like most of us, is a scavenger, and somehow he came across this metal stand. What it was for, I have no idea. It had legs on it, so they're all equal. The legs are now there, and they're adjustable. That middle actually is just a sleeve that slides on off of there, so you can adjust it, however you want it. So, as luck would have it, not only did he find this stand, but the leg adjustment is 16 inches. So, this body is Z'd 16 inches. And then, as even more luck would have it, that black piece of MDF was the bottom of a display stand that he came across somewhere that has has decent casters on it, like probably 3-inch casters, maybe 4-inch casters. So this was his plan, and I just went through with it here tonight. The stand is now centered on the platform and bolted and wood screwed down, and it rolls really nice. So all I really need to do tomorrow is get this, maybe with the cherry picker, but if this cranks up high enough here with this mechanism, I don't know how much more it's going to go, because if you see my finger here to here, that's basically a trailer jack upside down. That might be full travel already, I don't know. So those conduit cross braces will have to come out. Loosen them 2 bolts on each end, and that can be cranked up and down. If that does not crank high enough, then we will simply get the cherry picker underneath it. That point was specifically put in as a center balance point, not only for it just happened to be, as luck would have it again, guy's got a horseshoe up his ass sometimes, that's a seatbelt anchor, and it also is a lift point for picking the body up without having to actually touch the body, other than a couple, a guy on each end, or at least on one end. So if it doesn't work to crank it up, we're going to pick it up and slide the cart underneath it. This will spin. If we do have to use a cherry picker, we can either push outside, or I can spin the car 180 degrees with the cherry picker on the bench side, and just slide the cart underneath, drop it down, and secure it with a ratchet strap, and boom, done. I did screw in these panels. The back side of that one is epoxied, not the front side. I must have missed it on one round. And then this one here, if you can see that, yep, that one's epoxied and screwed in. That's it. These will now get seam sealed on its last round of seam sealer, and the whole inside is going to get black epoxy before it gets bed liner, minus the dash, of course, which turned out really nice. That basically has to be finished sanded and sealed, and that's done. Column drop looks pretty good for as ugly as it was before. It'll work. So, making leaps and bounds again here. Here's another shot of the door and final prime. Just gonna get, I'm not gonna block nothing. It's gonna get DA 320 or 400 on a DA and seal it black and paint it. I'm gonna seal it just because I feel like I should. I may change my mind. And the firewall will be finished painted satin black before it goes on the frame, and then once it's on the frame I will bag what I can of the engine and give it another coat, but at least that way I know, like, you know, I can pull a distributor out and I should be able to get most of that masked and actually get a clean coat of paint in there. But if I don't, at least the nooks and crannies are covered and it's fine. The original plan was to actually do bed liner spray on the firewall, and we both agreed that that wouldn't be right. So it's going to be painted satin black like the rest of the car. And the windshield frame now has a glass in it, and unfortunately the frame got the paint chipped, so I'm going to have to mask the glass and repaint that with the car. Not a big deal, it's a small piece, so not worried about that. So there's your Saturday night update. I will shoot a video tomorrow. Maybe I'll even shoot one of Randy's here, and you'll get to meet the man with the plan. So yeah, this is gonna jump off of that and make love to that for a few weeks. And I just ripped up an old t-shirt to put on there so it doesn't scratch the bottom up. So that's all that is. So yeah, got a little bit of cleaning up to do yet. Probably won't do that tonight anymore. I'm gonna go in and I'll be back out here again tomorrow morning. It was good to get the shop cleaned up a little bit anyway, so it was definitely needed. So on that note, see ya.